Hello students, this is Neha Mathur and today in this video I will tell you the next category of flip-flop, which is your T flip-flop. So before starting the video, consider to subscribe my channel and click on bell icon to get updated for the upcoming videos. So today's topic is T flip-flop, where your T stands for toggle. Your T flip-flop where T stands for toggle is just a simple JK flip-flop by connecting J and K permanently together. So in your JK flip-flop, J and K input terminals are just connected permanently and you will get your T flip-flop. So your circuit for the T flip-flop will look like this. JK flip-flop with 4 NAND gates, where 2 back NAND gates is in cross coupling structure, 2 inputs Q and Q bar, your 2 main inputs is J and K with single clock and with feedback connection also. So the output, that is your Q bar, is connected with its main input. Similarly, Q will be connected at its main input. So this is the circuit of JK flip-flop. Now just by using small modification you can convert this JK flip-flop into your T flip-flop, and this modification is just connecting them permanently, a single connection. So now this modified circuit will have a single input represented by T. So like D flip-flop, T flip-flop is also consists a single input represented by T. Now J and K is connected permanently. That means the circuit is able to respond for the same values of J and K. That means this circuit is not able to perform when your J is equals to 0 and K is equals to 1, because both are connected permanently. That means this will never appear. Similarly, when J is equals to 1 and K is equals to 0, this will also not appear. So these two cases will never appear for your T flip-flop, and your T flip-flop is only able to perform its operation for the similar values of the J and K. That means when J and K both are set at 0 and when J and K both are set at 1. So here we will have only two cases. The first case, when T is equals to 0. That means when T is equals to 0, that means your J is 0 and your K is also 0. And just by following the concept of JK flip-flop, for J is equals to 0 and K is equals to 0, you can say that your flip-flop will remain in its own state and the output Q and Q bar depends on its previous values. Here I am following the concept of JK flip-flop, which I already discussed in my complete detailed video of JK flip-flop. So just to follow the concept of JK flip-flop, I will suggest you to follow that video so that you will familiar with the concept of JK flip-flop. So when J is equals to 0 and K is equals to 0, it is not possible to predict the output, and the value of your output depends on previous values. Similarly, for your second case, when T is equals to 1, your J and K both will be 1, and for this value JK flip-flop always shows toggle condition. See, okay, I will tell you both the cases. See, when T is equals to 0, that means your J is 0 and your K is also 0. If one of its NAND gate input is 0, that means its output will be 1. Similarly, for this NAND gate, the output of this NAND gate will be 1. Now come with this NAND gate. Out of two inputs, for this NAND gate, one input is 1 while second input is not defined. Similarly, for this NAND gate, the one input is 1 while second input is not defined. That means there is no possibility to find the output Q and Q bar without assume its values. That's why I am writing here that the calculation of your Q and Q bar depends on previous value. So if you are assuming your Q is equals to 0 and Q bar is equals to 1, if Q is equals to 0, that means it will come here as a 0, and for this NAND gate two inputs will be 1 and 0, and after the Boolean expression execution it will be 1. So your Q bar will be 1, and this Q bar is applied as its second input of this NAND gate. So for this NAND gate two inputs are 1 and 1, and the output will be 0. That means 0. And if you are assuming Q is equals to 1 and Q bar is equals to 0, it will again follow the same concept. That means for J is equals to 0 and K is equals to 0, that means when T is equals to 0, the calculation of the output depends on its previous state. Without assume its values, you cannot predict what will be the output. This is the reason that for this case, T flip-flop is also depend on its previous value. That means you can say that output will remain unchanged. Your output will not change. It will depends on its previous value, or it will hold its own previous state. This is your case 1. Now come with second case. Second case in which your T is equals to 1. That means if T is equals to 1, that means your J is 1 and your K is also 1. Case second, when T is equals to 1, that means your J and K both are 1. So when J is 1 and K is also 1, clock is already set at 1. Now you cannot find what will be the output for both these first two gates. So you will have to assume your Q and Q bar, and initially if you are assuming your Q is equals to 1 and your Q bar is equals to 0, now let us check what will happen. Since your Q is equals to 1, which is connecting here, and your Q bar here, which is 0. So for this NAND gate, the execution will be 1.1, 1 for this, second one for clock, and third is 0 because of Q bar. So 1.1.0 it will be 0, and the complement of 0 it will be 1. So the output of this NAND gate will be 1. Now come with this NAND gate where you have the first input is 1, the second input is also 1, and your third input is also 1. So 1.1.1 it will be 1, and complement of 1 will be 0. So now you will have here 0. Fine. See, now for this NAND gate you have one input is 1 and your second input is Q bar, which is 0. So it will be 1.0 with its complement, that means 1. While here the one input is 0 and your second input is 1. So 0.1, that means 0, and its complement will be 1. So your Q bar is 1. So that means for after the complete execution, you can say that initially you were assuming your Q bar is equals to 1, and now it become 1. Now it will become 1. Now come with this one. Now this one, see, this is the 0. For this NAND gate, your one input is 0. Then there is no need to go with second input, because when 0 is multiplied by second input, it will be 0, and the complement of 0 will be 1. Now this one is coming as a second input for this NAND gate, where first input is 1. So your 1.1 will be 1 and complement of 1 will be 0. So you were assuming your Q is equals to 1, but now it become 0. That means if you are going to assume your q is equals to 1, it will become 0, and you are going with your q bar is equals to 0, it will become 1. This is the first assumption. If you are assuming your q is equals to 0 and your q bar is equals to 1, then see what will happen. J and K both is set at 1, and for this gate your first input is 1, second is also 1 because second input is clock. What about third? The third input is q bar, and q bar is 1. So 1 dot 1 dot 1 with its complement, and it will be 0. With this NAND gate, your one input is 1, second input is also 1, and your third input, which is q, is 0. So it will be 1 dot 1 dot 0 with its complement, and it will be 1. Now come with this NAND gate. This NAND gate has 0 as its one input. There is no need to go with second input. 0, whenever it will multiply by any of the value, it will be 0, and its complement will be 1. So your q now become 1, which was initially assumed as 0. Now when this one is treated as a second input with this NAND gate, for this NAND gate with its one input as a 1, it will be 0. So your q bar is now set at 0. That means when t is equals to 1, which is your j is equals to k is equals to 1, your flip flop will show toggle state. The first thing is you cannot find your output calculation without assumption, and if you are assume your values 0 1, then it will show toggle state and your output will be 0 1 0. And if you are going to assume your q and q bar 1 0, it will be 0 1. That means the calculation of the output will show toggle, and your output will not in its own state, it will change. So this is the second case of your T flip flop. And if you want, you can just make a truth table for your T flip flop, which will be between input, single input T, which may be 0 or 1, and your outputs. And here you have two outputs, q and q bar. And here I will mention the comment. Fine. But the complete mechanism of the circuit is possible only when your clock is set at 1. So the table I am drawing over here just to mention in my mind that clock is already set at 1. So when your t is equals to 0, that means j is equals to k is equals to 0. And for this input, output depends on its previous value. If you are assuming 0 and q bar as a 1, then it will remain in its own state, while if you are initially assuming q as a 1, it will remain in its state, and q bar as a 0, it will remain in its state. That means depends on previous state, or your input, your output will unchanged, depends on previous value. Now come with second case where j is equals to k is equals to 1. If you are going with q is equals to 1, it will be 1. q is equals to 0, it will be 1. And if you are assuming your q is equals to 1, it will be 0. That means it is showing your toggle state. Same with this, if your q is equals to 0, your q bar will be 1, but after the execution it will become 0. Similarly, if initially you are assuming your q is equals to 1, your q bar will be 0, and after the execution it will become 1. So this is the toggle state for the JK flip flop, for the T flip flop, and the first one is unchanged state. So in your T flip flop, we are not getting two conditions when j is equals to 0 and k is equals to 1, and same when j is equals to 1 and k is equals to 0. So this is the simple concept of T flip flop, that is your toggle flip flop. But you will understand, you will be able to understand this in detail once you will go through with the video lecture of JK flip flop. So I will suggest you just to go through with JK flip flop concept, and if you are following the concept, consider to subscribe my channel and click on bell icon to get updated for the upcoming videos. Fine, thank you.